Good morning, everyone. For those of you who have never met me before, my name is Debbie Morrow, founder of Real Estate Agent Referral Network, and I'm here with my partner, Ray.
Hi, guys. Welcome. Thanks for joining us this morning.
I'm in New Mexico, where it's going to be like 64 today. So sorry for those of you who are dealing with that snow. Ray's in Chicago, so he has
Five
he
degrees here,
empathizes.
guys.
Yeah. All right. So this morning, super, super exciting. I wouldn't let Ricky introduce himself before, even though he said, it's my first time, because he's our speaker. And so he's going to introduce himself all together. So, Ricky, tell us who you are, why you're here. Everybody wants to know.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I'm a consultant. I work with really big companies like Costco, Home Depot, Lululemon, and really small companies like the entrepreneur with two employees. And I work a lot with kids. We teach lessons of gratitude, kindness, and how to ask for help. Asking for help comes from strength, not weakness. These two companies are near and dear to my heart because they help me kind of find my purpose in life and working with kids. So that's where I was going to share a little bit of mindset and a little bit of how they can impact your life as well in your business and outside your business.
You know what, Ricky, before you go any further, I know this is all about mindset, but I absolutely love your t-shirt.
Thanks. I have a bunch of shirts. It's like kind of wear your attitude. So that's yeah, if it makes me money, it costs me nothing.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So let's get on with the show. Tell us, what are you here to talk to us about today?
Okay, so I got a little bit of a slide deck I'm going to share with you guys, and I'll walk you through it. But the whole thing that I want to do is I want to change the framing on how we look at life and how we look at our business from an emotional standpoint. I'm going to share with you where I think most real estate agents absolutely miss the boat. And I collect all the marketing over half a block away from the ocean in Marina del Rey, California, Southern California. And I collect all the marketing from all the real estate agents in the area, and they all tell the same story. So when I start consulting with these guys and we're doing a lot of talks and things like that, I'm going to share with you the lowest hanging fruit, why it's important, and how it can create basically mailbox money in your business. So I'm going to screen share. Awesome. And Alexa is the one that got the connection with Debbie and I think it was Jacqueline at Inman. So in terms of like connecting with people, kudos to you for being on the call. Kudos for you for spending your time, energy on the call today. So I'm going to share this. Hold on one second. And let me move this. There's a couple different screens here. Okay. So I call it mindset fitness. So mindset and fitness for me is kind of we think about the things that we're going to eat, we think about the things we're going to drink, but we don't think about the things that we need to think about. So this keynote I've given to massive companies, the greatest value I can give you in a quick 20 minutes is that I'm not a real estate agent. I don't want real estate agents thinking like this. I want them thinking like this. I want them to open up their scope of view so they see things in a different light. And to be totally transparent, I'm not here to be politically correct. I'm not here to be nice. I'm here to be honest, to raise awareness, to help us and you and I to get to where we want to go. So this quick 20 minutes is going to kind of frame things in a way where all I want people to do is think about their lives and their business and their marketing in different light. So I'm going to blow through this a little bit because it's a quick 20. Whenever I give a keynote on mindset fitness, people always ask me back for like a health and wellness type of thing. So this is the way I look at the world. When people want to get a result, they want to lose weight or be healthy, the action is simple. Eat well and work out. If I eat like crap and I don't work out, I'm going to be fat and unhealthy. Now, in your mind, finish this sentence for me. Knowledge is, and then when I'm usually in a live audience, everybody says power. But if knowledge were power, we would be the most fit country in the world. And we're not. We're the most obese country in the world. So why is knowledge power? Well, knowledge is potential power when we feed it the right way. Meaning, if I want to get healthy, and I say I want to be the bar of vitality for my family. I want to live a healthier and more energetic life for the people around me, to carry a different energy, to help my business create more money so that money in great hands can do great things with great people and really develop it in a way that can change the world. If I start thinking of those things, I'm going to feel inspired. If I feel inspired, I'm going to take the action. The action is the formality. If we feed the feeling, the action takes care of itself. But we don't work on that because this is in the beginning of the year, everyone's like, this is my new health plan. I'm going to run 10 miles a day. I'm going to eat lettuce, and then I'm going to meditate for 4 hours. That's everybody's new health plan come January 1st. But what happens January 15th, February 15th? We don't prepare here. We prepare on like, I'm going to grind it out. I'm going to be mentally tough. But it's an exhaustible resource, willpower. It will run out. It's like a light bulb. But we don't prepare here enough to create the feeling that we want. So anybody that likes to work out, think of the things that you like. Think of an after workout feeling. If we're going in, whether it's a walk, whether it's yoga, whether it's HIIT workouts, whether it's weights, whatever it is, 20 to 30 minutes after that workout, you might be tired and exhausted, but you typically feel great. So when I want to do the things that I want to do, I start thinking about the after workout feeling or whatever it's going to feel. Say I want to make $500,000 in my business, 7 figures in my business, 200,000, whatever it is. The money is a facilitation of what you want to do. So if we don't develop what that money will facilitate, it'll be short-lived, much like willpower. So what happens is we don't prepare here, and then 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, even if we're grinding, that after willpower, it runs out. So then when we're going to wake up early in the morning at the beginning of the year, after a while we hit Zoom. We hit snooze on a Zoom. So that was a really quick thing. If we want to do another one of these, I can go into the mechanics of it, the biomechanics of it, how the brain operates, the blood-brain barrier, neural pathways, and all that kind of stuff. But point being, this is a transactional side that nobody develops. This is where the champions live. What I think and what I feel is everything I cannot see. Everything I cannot see will drive everything that I can see. This is where I think we miss it in schools with education and children, because we focus on what we can see, which is the action and the result, just like I can see what you do and I can see how healthy you are and I can see your results, but I can't see what you think about and I can't necessarily see what you feel. But when we drive these things, that's why breath work and meditation and visualization, all those things are so powerful, but we don't get taught these things in schools. This is where society focuses. This is what will drive any of those things that you want to do in your life. So I always share this first. Now, how does this apply to marketing? That's what I'm going to show you, because the things that we say, how we frame them, when we say them, to whom we say them, will get our clients to think a certain way. If we get them to think a certain way, we're funneling them down a path to feel a certain way about us, a heart emotion. We all want an emotional connection, whether we admit it or not, like it or not, know it or not. So the things that we carry, the energy that we carry, is going to have a direct correlation on how much business we do. That business we do is going to be tied into the purpose and the passion of our lives. And in my opinion, that's how we live a more fulfilled, happier life. I think we got a happiness problem. We take more pills than we've ever taken before, and we're sicker than we've ever been. Why? In my opinion, it's because we don't focus on this kind of stuff enough. This is a screenshot of like exactly how I live everything in my life. How does that apply to marketing? Okay. So in your business, Maya Angelou, I always say if I have a quote, I'm going to share with you the quote on how to change your life. If you want to post it on social media, great, but live by it first and then post it later if you want, because I see so many people posting things and not living by them. But people forget what you said, people forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. We all want an emotional connection. Facts tell, stories sell. So I consult with these two companies, and I'm going to share how a lot of people are putting this into their real estate stories to tell a better story, tell a differentiation story. This is most people's stories right now in real estate. It's a tell and attack model. Facts, figures, unemotional. I sold this, dollar per square foot. Ever notice how everybody in real estate has set a record in their market, but nobody's telling a different story? So here's people's go to market. Here's my product or service. Here's my differentiation value proposition. Buy my product or service because of X, Y, and Z. It's unemotional and not inspiring anybody. And it's the same damn boring ass story that everybody else tells. Okay. So we want to share and attract, not tell and attack. There's a whole different model here. And the way that we can do that is the lowest hanging fruit in real estate is very simple. Sell from 90 degrees. So I'm going to play a little bit of a 30, or it's about 60 second. And does anybody know who this person is? Let me open up the chat here. Does anybody know who that person is?
Tom Bilyeu.
Yes. Yes. Who is that, Raymond?
Yep.
Okay. So the founder of Quest Nutrition, he exited Quest for over $1 billion. He has impact theory. This guy has had a massive impact on my life. This is about 60 seconds. Listen to this.
Ricky's story is fucking hilarious. Like, you guys have, the more you get to know him and how he weaseled his way into my life is absolutely extraordinary. I mean, really fucking breathtaking and super inspiring to me, and reminds me of like how far that skill set can be taken about adding value to somebody else to the point where they're like, yo, I need to do something for you now.
All right, what is up, everybody? Lisa and I are going to be joining Ricky, none other than Ricky, to talk about how to get the most out of your potential, to talk about how to toughen the fuck up, buttercup, and make the most out of your life. I'm excited to do this. Ricky is an amazing human being. I cannot tell you how much value he's already added to my life. He is so impressive, and I hope you guys have had a chance to meet him in person because he is amazing, and I am super excited to be doing something with his community. So do not delay. Join my wife, Lisa, and I with Ricky to talk about getting the most out of your potential. I'll see you guys there.
Okay, so Tom charges about $100,000 to speak. He's done events for me for free. I don't share that to impress anybody. I share that to impress upon people the value of relationship capital. It has changed my life. Now, that's one thing. The second thing is, now, did I just sell you on me, or did Tom just sell you on me? Tom just sold you on me. In real estate, the lowest hanging fruit is people use the same, what I call death by text, boring ass, same block text testimonials. Nobody is using video testimonials. So the lowest hanging fruit on how we create an emotional connection that's real, that's authentic, that's different, and tells a different story. Facts tell, stories sell, sell from 90 degrees. Share and attract, not tell and attack. So when I go through, I'm going to share with you my website. Now, Agent Image is a company that did my website. I paid for it. They didn't give it to me. But if it makes me money, it costs me nothing. So as I share this, picture and imagine, now this is what I do, I'm on stages, but picture and imagine you showing homes. Picture and imagine you sitting down with your agent, with your clients, with your fellow agents, whatever it is, in a vlog style type of thing. It's more emotional, it tells a different story. Everybody's real estate site is basically like a hero image. And then when you scroll down, I cannot tell you this little video carousel, how much money it has made me, and how much that money has allowed me to make a different impact in my life. Nobody has video testimonials on their site. It can be user generated. It doesn't matter. It can be selfie style. It doesn't matter. Get video testimonials to tell a different story that's more emotional, that's more authentic, that's more genuine. It's super easy to do. Now, there's energy in the ask, and if anybody has questions about how to get video testimonials, don't go into a huge bio. Like, so you see how there's one little line, and then if people want more, they can find out more. And if you're going to go to the block testimonials, make them fast, make them a sentence, make them two, because nobody's going to read all that shit. And then if you scroll down, that's my mom at an event. So many people ask me about this picture because my mother and my sister and my father, after I was done playing some pro ball, now what they watch me do is speak. So those are the types of things. And then this is me working with kids. This, it's called Kids in Power. This site allows me to get video testimonials from children. There is no more authentic and genuine thing when you're asking a kid about gratitude and they teach us. That's what Kids in Power is about. Same thing with the testimonials, but this is just a quick example. Now that's an Agent Image site. Now that's a custom site. If that's something that's out of budget, this is an example of our girl Kirby. We call her Curb Appeal Kirby. And this is an access.com site. So there's tons of different ways that we can do this, but the thing is still the same in terms of the messaging. Everybody, when they have their site, they have a hero image, and then they go straight into the real estate bio. I'll share this. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So anything that we kind of consult on, put the bio at the bottom. Nobody cares what you do. People don't care that I'm a speaker. They care about why I do what I do. And then in Kirby's site, Kirby is an Agent Image sales rep. This is a site of hers that tells so many stories with things. That pig is called Piggy Smalls. There's all these different stories that make people laugh. These are her sports things. It engages people in such a different way, and that's access.com. So whether it's a super custom site like mine or an access.com site that's more themed, you have a path to ownership of the site. Ask me why that's important, either ownership or path to ownership. And it's telling a different story. And that's one thing with Kirby in terms of these testimonials. It's super easy to do. It's super easy to get. And she puts her bio at the bottom. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. One of those things that just goes over and over and over again. So that's something, again, we got, I'm a speaker, so I'm always super conscious of time, and I want to leave some time for Q&A. So Debbie, I'm at about 13 minutes right now, so I want to be conscious of that. Now, I'm also going to share with you Agent Image. If you guys want to scan that, I'm going to show you what tap to tech technology is. And the reason why people should stop putting sold signs on a house that they sold. So if you scan that, you're going to see that QR code, and then you're going to see up a pop-up text. The reason why, what we call a dumb QR code versus a smart QR code, remember, I'm not here to be politically correct. I'm here to be honest and raise awareness to get you and us to where we want to go. So in terms of the site design, in terms of telling a different story, in terms of tapping into the emotion that we all want, whether we admit it or not, know it or not, like it or not, then there's technology that can help your business as well. So if you're scanning that, a little thing's going to pop up. The reason why we don't want to put sold on a sold sign, because if I'm a prospect in that neighborhood and I see sold sign and I'm interested in that neighborhood, I'm just going to keep moving on. As an agent or a brokerage, I miss on the most important thing, the data. Your list is your paycheck. And then there's a thing called CCC, consistent communication with your community. This is the second piece in terms of automations where agents typically miss it. And I've spoken to massive events, whether it's Keller Williams, Nest Seekers, Compass, 5,000 people or 5 people. The story that I'm told is the same all the time. So when you scan that, you're going to see a text message pop up. Go ahead and hit send. And when you do that, if you use a dumb QR code, landing pages and forms are where data go to die. I'm going to say that again. Landing pages and forms that ask for a first name, last name, email, phone number, opt-in, all of that is where data goes to die. Your list, your data, is your paycheck. Make no mistake about it. So if I'm using a form or a landing page, the data goes to die. This is what we call a smart QR code versus a dumb QR code. A smart QR code is going to open up that text box. You hit send. Now, if you do want to hit send, you'll talk with Alexa. Alexa, put your name in the chat so people know where you're at. It's Alexa Matthias. Alexa is also with Agent Image and Access.com. She's awesome. She has helped my business. She has been an integral part of doing the things that I want to do in my life and my business, so I 100% trust her. And she's the one that built the relationship with Debbie and I believe it was Jacqueline Inman. And she's going to be on stages at the biggest real estate events very soon, so a good person to know. Now, when I'm sharing this and you guys send that text message, notice you didn't fill out a form. You didn't fill out first name, last name, email, phone number. We got, if you're interested, you can get 30% off an Agent Image site or enter a raffle for a free access.com site. We got the most important thing, the phone number. Now we can communicate with you and add value. If you opt out, you opt out. No worries. But we're going to add so much value that you're going to feel indebted to us to at least hear about our product and service. And if you don't want to, that's okay too. But smart QR codes are a game changer instead of dumb QR codes to go into pages and forms where data goes to die. So tap to tech technology, when you're telling a different story, you start to combine these things, and then whatever CRM you use, consistent communication with the community. But the biggest thing and the lowest hanging fruit that I can share is tell a different damn story from everybody else out there. So that's the smart QR code. And then I always ask people, what's your mission statement? What's your why? What's your signature story? The signature story is so damn powerful, and nobody in real estate really goes there. And if they do go there, they sure as heck don't put it on a site to share the story. The reason why this creates mailbox money is because when we get video testimonials and we share that on our socials or whatever it is, you would be amazed at when we share that video testimonial, how much they want to share their video testimonial. Contribution is a basic human need in the heart, whether we admit it or not, like it or not, know it or not. So when we share what other people are doing, for us, they want to share what we do. Selling from 90 degrees. It's built-in marketing. Video testimonials, preferred contractors, social media, community and Yelp pages works really well on sites. Obviously the IDX listings. And all I'm saying is you want to be intentional. Your website and marketing and online image is so damn important because you're having stories told by you, from you, every single second of every single day. It's just a matter if you're partaking in how that story is told, because people are looking you up, I promise you. So I always say, think big tech or casino. The whole point of a casino is to keep people in the casino, from the design of the rugs to what they pump into oxygen to the music. Everything in a casino is meant to keep people in the casino. Your website, whether it's a custom agent image or of an access.com site, should be to keep people on your damn site. This is, I hear this all the time. Yeah, but Ricky, people are going to go to Zillow to search anyway. And my response is, why would you let them compete? Have them stay on your site. And if we tell an emotional story that's different, in a different way, with that's more engaging, we can keep them on our site. There will be a direct correlation between how long people stay on your site and how much you get to communicate with them, they engage, and how much they're a client. The same thing with technology. Instagram. If I'm on Instagram and I'm looking at stories and it says follow the link that takes you off the platform, what does it do? Think about what it does. It doesn't just bring you, like if I'm on Instagram, it brings me to YouTube, Google. It's not going to just bring me to Google. It has me click another button that says follow the link. It's making it harder for me to leave the platform. That's why big tech competes against each other to keep people on the platform. This is how we compete to keep people on our site, whether it's a super custom site or it's something more basic. It doesn't matter in terms of the structure. It matters in terms of the intentionality and how engaging and, I would say, authentic and heartfelt our stories are. So this is something that I think is just the absolute lowest hanging fruit, to be really intentional. And I've said this to 2,000 realtors, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but realtors are unbelievable hustlers and networkers. Like, man, I've learned so much from real estate, but sometimes they're not the best entrepreneurs and operators because there wasn't this massive barrier of entry to the business. And then they made a bunch of money, but we didn't learn the foundation of this, of how to engage properly and consistently with a different type of story. And the reason I can say that is because I see it all the time. It's the same story. So there's massive opportunity there for people that are willing to innovate, I would say. So that's the share and attract model, not tell and attack. It's not about facts and figures. It's not about what you sold. It's about how authentically we can connect with our audience on a consistent basis by framing things and having people think and feel a certain way about us. That is a game changer. And the people that have adopted this and worked with Alexa and worked with myself, if people do want to scan that and work with Alexa, for the first 3 people that scan that, I will be on the consultation if they want me to. If they don't want me to, that's okay too. But if they want me to be on there, text me and I'll be on the consultation as well. But those types of things are some of the lowest hanging fruit that I see every day. Now, when I go to a technology conference, when I go to influencer conference, all of those things, it's not as low hanging fruit as it is in real estate because nobody's doing it in real estate. That's why we're excited about this. I'm not an employee of these 2 companies. They have just helped me create an impact in the world, so I am very indebted to them. And I paid for my site. Okay. I want to make sure I'm not, people ask me all the time, are you a gun for hire? Do you do this for different companies? The only time I ever promote any company whatsoever is when I've paid retail for their product or service. I don't go out and just ask people and saying, hey, I'll just promote you and be an affiliate and all this stuff. I don't have a massive social media, but I have an engaged social media because people come to me all the time for health, for business, for marketing, for branding, for sales, all that kind of stuff. I will not promote somebody unless I've paid retail for their product or service. So just as an FYI, I have a very heartfelt connection to these guys because they help me tell a different story that allowed me to make an impact in the world, that made me a boatload of money, and that money helped me make a difference in what I think is the world's biggest problem, which is we have a happiness problem. How do we fix that? How do we solve that? How to create a new dynamic in the world? In my opinion, it's working with kids. So when we do all these things, if it makes me money, it costs me nothing. So when I share that, that little phrase has allowed me to invest hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in myself, my network, my skill set, my relationship capital, my businesses. And that has helped me when I feel uncomfortable about making an investment that I hadn't made before. So I'm at 23 minutes. Debbie, I'm always a stickler for being like right on time. And I'm trying to trim a little couple minutes because I know we started a little late. But I can leave the last like 4 or 5 minutes for Q&A if you want. And then I'm happy to join the breakout rooms. Bottom line is, I love what this group is doing because it's early in the morning. There's a lot of people on Zoom. Actually, Debbie, I learned something early. I love that you say when people have their cameras off, it's like turning your back. I'm going to use that because as a speaker, I super appreciate people having their camera on because it helps me. So I love that, and that's something I learned from you today as well. So I'm happy to open it up to Q&A. I know I'm talking fast; it's a quick thing, but it's something that and if you ever want to have me back, I can go into the really, really gritty detail. Usually, I give that little keynote in about an hour. But thank you so much for having me. And I see Jose, you got a question there? Go ahead and unmute, buddy.
Ricky, great stuff.
Thank you.
My only concern is the language that was used at the very beginning and that you continue to use.
Sure,
But
I
other
appreciate it.
than that, phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, no, and hey, man, I'll be honest, it's not the first time I've heard it. And even, you know who from? My mom. Like I have a really close relationship with my mom and dad, and I hear you. And I number one, I appreciate the feedback. With Tom, gosh, if you ever listen to Impact Theory, that's one thing. So I always play that. And this is what I always say in the most genuine and sincere ways. I'm always just gonna be me. If it's something now, do I tone it down? Sometimes, yeah. But I can appreciate that, and it's just an open and honest conversation. I appreciate the feedback. Yep.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yep.
And you did warn us in the beginning. I'm not here to be politically correct, right? You did warn us. Ray, hop in.
Ricky, I'm obsessed, man. You're speaking my language. Thanks for jumping in with us today. I've already texted Alexa and set up a podcast. I'd love to do that with you too for what we're doing. That would be awesome. I think here's the thing, right? Like people digest information, and in today's world, you're either in the consumption business or the creation business. Most people are consuming, they're not creating. How do you move, right? Like how do you decide that I need to be a creator and focus on giving value in the most authentic way possible and giving yourself permission to be authentic?
Yeah, great question. So the way that I would look at that, there's a rule whenever I give an entire keynote on sales, my number one thing is promote yourself by promoting others. No, whatever success anybody has had, we haven't done it alone. There is no thing as self-made. So for me, I always give credit to the people who have helped me. So when I go into the creation standpoint, the number one thing I do is what I learned, who I learned it from, and how it helped my life. That type of creation, if nothing else, maybe somebody else gets value from it. One, two, you honor the person that you're talking about. And then three, when one teaches, two learn. So when the more that you share what you've learned, it's going to attract people to say, hey, that helped me, or like, did you know about this? Or did you read this book? So those are the three things when I go into creation mode to be as authentic as I can. We've all learned something from somebody. Honor your mentors by saying what you learned, who you learned it from, and how it helped your life. And I'll also, one of the things I give in a keynote is I would say today, thank a mentor. And it doesn't have to be this magnanimous text, just thank them. Just say, hey man, or hey woman, Harry, whoever it is, like, you helped me with X, Y, and Z. You don't have to say this crazy guy that was yelling and swearing was on this thing and I learned from him. You don't have to say all that. Just a genuine, authentic, like, hey, just wanted to say thank you. You helped me with my life with X, Y, and Z. One of the things I feel we do too much of in this life is complain about all the things that are going wrong. But what about the great things that were going right? So I'm the guy that when I have great service, I'll go to the manager at a hotel or whatever, and you can see it. You'll see the manager coming out, and they'd be like, "Oh man, what's wrong now?" And I just be like, "Hey, this was great service." I get usually a name or two. They were great, and you can see it. It's like, "Oh my gosh, they didn't expect it." So thanking a mentor, and when I get into the creation space, what I learned, who I learned it from, and how it helped my life. That's a super easy, genuine, authentic way to start creating content that is, in my opinion, super genuine.
So I'd follow that up with, how do you give yourself permission to build in public? Because I think a lot of people are scared of that.
Yes, yes, good question, man. Yeah, so I would say this. If you can start with that and it helped your life, I'm going to share something that helped me. I am not politically correct, so I'm going to apologize in advance if this offends anybody. The thing that helped me, I can be in front of 5,000 people and feel fine speaking. The second I do this, I feel uncomfortable. It took me an entire 6 months to start posting content. There were two things that helped me. One, if I genuinely believe what I'm doing, it's reckless and irresponsible for me not to share it because it's not hyperbole that could save a life. Number one. Two, can apologize in advance. This is what I said to myself. Ricky, get the fuck over yourself. It's what I said. And I had to say it again and again and again. If that resonates with you, great. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. But I had to say it again and again because I was so self-defeating. I was so imposter syndrome. I was so like, nobody wants to hear from you. And my network is like the people that didn't understand what I was doing. Ricky, who are you? Tony Robbins? Ricky, what are you doing? You're confusing people. Like they were judging me. And I let that affect me for the first 3 months. And then I went to people like Tom and I went to people like Gary Vee. And now I can say with confidence, it took a while, but I actually feel I'm helping solve our happiness problem in the world. So those are the two things of where I went to convert that energy from negative to positive.
I love that.
Appreciate
I
that.
think we think everybody cares, but nobody really cares, right? Like we just got to show up for ourselves and share with the world to be our best possible selves and put our best foot forward. And that's how we can add value to others.
100%.
I agree with that. And I'm just going to add that the people who comment negatively about anything that you're posting or doing are not the people that you want to work with anyways.
Yep. When you guys do this and you women do this, it's going to be a litmus test. You're going to find out who's in your arena and who you want to be around because we've all heard it. The 5 people, right? The 5 people who are surrounding yourself, your income, your attitude, and your lifestyle, it's going to be a reflection of the 5. Get rid of the energy drainers, get in the energy gainers. They're the ones that will support you. But another thing I got from Gary Vee, I've spoken on stage with him a couple of times. We're going to die someday. The last thing we want to do is wonder down the road, what if I had tried this? What if I tried that? And Raymond's exactly right. People don't care, man. They got their own stuff going on. They don't care what you're doing. We think they do, but they really, really don't. So it's reckless and irresponsible not to share something that could help a life.
Amen. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Where do we go from here, Debbie? Are we doing breakout rooms?
Yeah, let's hop into the breakout rooms. I've got them ready and I have not looked to see who's in what room, so we're just going.
Testimonial in support of Ricky Mendez. I went through 2 years without a single sale, and I found out that I had to change my whole attitude from being a wimp to being a warrior. And you will not succeed in sales as a wimp. You will not succeed if you cannot communicate to the other party that you have a story of confidence to tell. So when I got rejected, which is 90% of what a salesman confronts, I used to tell them, I said, you know something, you do not fully understand who you're talking to. And they would say, well, who am I talking to, David? I thought I was talking to a real estate agent. And I would say, that is a correct statement. but in reality, you're talking to a trained Roman gladiator, trained in Rome by Russell Crowe. And I go to the office to fight to live one more day. Nobody can compete with me. I get the job done. I have the commitment, I have the courage, and I have the character to get the job done. None of your other interviewees can match me in battle. Caesar, who do you choose to represent you in battle? Or it's a lady, Cleopatra, who do you choose to represent you in battle? And then I keep quiet. And when I hear the response, I know exactly if I have a client or I don't have a client. And if they say, David, you're my gladiator, I got a client. If they say, David, let me think about it, I say, you don't have to think about it. I am not willing to go into battle to fight for you to the death because you're too indecisive to allow me to win for you. Thank you and have a nice day. I didn't say anything that would offend anybody. Politically, there's nothing that anybody could say that's a no-no. And I really like Ricky Mendez's approach because it's the truth. I like Ricky Mendez because he's a warrior. Ricky is not a wimp. Ricky is not a loser. So Ricky, you have my vote.
Are we doing Ricky for president?
Thank you so much, David. And that's a video testimonial. That's how easy it is. Just ask. You never know what you're going to get. I appreciate that, David.
Excellent, excellent. Anybody have a story that they wanted to share? We've got 2 minutes. All right, then, Ray, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, so here's my last question that we can get behind Ricky. What would your t-shirt say? Right? If you were going to make a t-shirt, what would your t-shirt say?
Nice. I like that.
Drop it in the chat or unmute and share.
I don't know about the t-shirt I just got at Shareholders that says I'm just here for the car washes. All right, you guys. Thank you, Ricky, so much. It was a great presentation, great mindset. And we appreciate your time and energy being with us here today. I know Ray wants to connect with you afterwards to get on his podcast, and we'll get that going. Thank you, everyone else, for showing up just like you do every single week. We appreciate you being here in our community and engaging it with us and coming and learning every week. So thank you for being here, and we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ricky.
Nice to meet you
Thanks,
all.
everyone.